Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the Fed rate increase, oil reserves, and as bad it is to announce, Borris Johnson. He's made his way over here in news terms. We're going to discuss the ministers and all that. I'd like to introduce the host of the show, Psycho, if you want to take it away.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday Talks. We are no longer Everyday Talks with Aiko and Psycho. It's just me now. Aiko has moved on to bigger and better things. And here I am. So today, Ewok has notified you that with the things we're going to be talking about, I do want to kind of touch base on a few things. Like, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, hit that reminder bell, and share me with your friends. Um, so we're going to start today with the release of the oil reserves, and it wasn't released into the American oil. It was released over to mainly China, with some going to some European nations. And I'm reading in the news that not only that, but it got a little bit deeper and a lot more crooked. Biden is confirmed to have sold massive amounts of oil to a Chinese company that Hunter Biden's equity firm has a 1.7 billion stake in. That is a huge problem. If you don't see the problem here, I do. Can I promise you, if that was Donald Trump and Don Jr., we'd be seeing evictions, probably some hangings, so death by electrocution. But what's going to happen to the Biden crime family? I'm just kind of curious. They're just going to get away with everything like they always do. Go ahead.
They have that Biden immunity thing going on.
I want some of that.
Good
This is
luck.
definitely, what do they got, the immunity idol? Do they keep winning these things to get the immunity idol like they did on that one show? What was that
Survivor?
show? Yes.
Yeah, no, he's not getting voted off the island. He's going to get selected to be the leader of it again. But
No,
what's interesting is, even scarier today, is I think Hillary Clinton's going to be running 2024. So if you're already having some difficulties with Biden, get out and vote red. Don't vote blue. Well, anything besides blue.
Lord have mercy. I hate to say it. At the end of the day, whether you vote red or blue, you're still voting for corruption. Unless you're getting the new people in who, like Ryan Kelly. I don't know if anybody listened to the debates for Michigan. I did not. I, however, have a good friend who did, who told me what was going on. Tudor Dixon sounded like a politician saying all the right things. Don't vote for her. You just get another Gretchen Whitmer. Um, it's hard to say vote red, vote blue, vote new, vote new. Get
Don't
these.
vote for your politician.
Yeah, get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Get the Pelosi's, get the Schumers, get the Shifty Shifts, get them all out. Move them out and get these newbies in. Let them start doing some work for you, and start voting these people out. They're not doing what you want. Don't vote for them again.
Exactly.
Vote for the other guy. Come on.
Vote in your interest, not outside of it.
Yeah, don't vote. I've said this from the beginning. I voted for Whitmer in Michigan. I did. I voted for her, and it was an emotional vote because I didn't like Bill Schuette. Didn't like him, and he was on the other side, and I'm just like, well, okay, guess that's Whitler. And I regret that decision. I will never vote emotionally again. I will vote with my brain. And I hate to say this, but I am pushing Ryan Kelly. I don't like Garrett Soldano. I just don't trust him. He did great things with the Unlocked Michigan, but I don't think, I honestly don't feel like he has. I like what Ryan Kelly is saying as far as like Michigan goes, but we really weren't talking about that. We're talking about the Biden crime family. I mean, come on now. We've got the diary where there's molestation. We've got the laptop from hell where Hunter Biden And this is from an insider source. I got this from Tori Says. I watch her religiously. In that laptop from hell, they've pulled out things that were attempted to be deleted. You know, you can't delete anything from your computer, so don't be a perv. But with that being said, they have a video on there of Hunter Biden beating a little girl, beating her brutally, and then raping her. He likes to video that stuff, and that right there is not just arrogance, but it's brutality, and it's these people don't care about laws, they don't care about other people. That little girl is somebody's daughter. That little girl is somebody's little sister. That little girl means something to somebody out there. And you know, I just feel bad for the parents of these children who come up missing and end up in the hands of people like Hunter Biden and you know the rest of these pervs over there on Einstein's Island or Epstein's Island, whatever the guy is called. Freaking pervs, and Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in prison. I'm surprised she hasn't accidentally killed herself yet. You know, the guards step out and then they find her hanging.
Bullet wound from the
No.
back of the head, self-inflicted somehow.
Yeah. And then we
Yep.
talk about choking to
I mean,
death.
hey, for all you know, she's actually dead, and they just haven't reported it yet.
Well, I do know when we're talking about disparity of sentences, Ghislaine Maxwell is a white woman who literally enticed girls to go to this island to be abused by the social elites. Okay. She got 20 years. Same day or the next day, R. Kelly goes up and gets his sentencing for the things that he's done. He gets 30 years, black man. White woman, 20 years. Black man, 30 years. Now, I don't really like to play out the race card. That's not my jam. But we've got disparity in sentencing and all this other crap. And I keep hearing she's going to release out the names of the people who went to this island. I want to know who went there. Who doesn't want to know? Who wants to? I mean, I wish I could say raise your hands and let me see. I would like to see how many people also would like to know who went to this island. Because I hear people like Tom Hanks went there. Yeah, Tom Hanks. Mm-hmm. Forrest Gump. Makes me sad. Anywho, we're not talking about that either. We're talking about I just went all the way down to Bunny Trail. But yeah, so yeah, the crime family, the Biden crime family, but I mean it's really concerning. First off, our gas prices are at a nationwide high. We've never had gas prices this high ever. Ever, but we're sending eh, millions of gallons of our oil elsewhere. How in the name of hell does this make any kind of sense? It other than Hunter Biden's making money from his equity firm over there in China. China. I learned that
China,
from Donald Trump.
the China virus.
China. I just
Fascinating.
right. So I just, you know, come on. I'm going to be watching to see if there's anything further that comes from this because we all know it's going to hit a dead end, a brick wall, or whatever you want to call it. Moving on, we're going to talk about the feds are wanting to increase their rates again. We just had a record increase and they want to do another huge increase in July. And they are trying to push for that. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just telling you what I've read is they want to bring it up again in July because I guess the last Fed rate increase did not help with inflation. I know, right? Shocker. Are we surprised? Are we surprised at all the failures this administration has? Because I can't count the successes because there hasn't been a single one. We've had nothing but failure after failure after failure after failure. Biden has made us a laughing stock on the world stage. You might as
Yeah.
well just take them, put them on a stage, and chuck rotten tomatoes at them. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy is a rampaging dipshit, and the dipstick with him, Ms. Harris, isn't any better. I don't even know where this country is going. I just know that we're going down, down, down.
We're
And
definitely going in a direction that's not good at all for anything or anyone. At
Yeah,
least for most of us, I should say.
they are literally not going to be happy until they throw this country into a depression of the likes nobody has ever seen. And they were struggling to survive back at the Great Depression. So, we're looking we're over about 100 years later. And here we are getting ready to go through it again. Y'all be prepared. Prepare,
You know what?
prepare, prepare. That's the best thing
Economy
you
might
can
be
do.
good, but a lot of Americans are broke.
Yeah, and on a personal note, I've been talking about stocking up food because of the impending food shortages. And my freezer went out, y'all, and I lost all of my meat. I literally lost probably 3/4 of my meat. I'm like, oh my God, my whole freezer. I lost everything. So I'm having to restock my freezer with the new higher priced food. So that's awesome. I lost everything: vegetables, beef, pork, chicken, everything, everything. I literally was able to save about 1/4 of what I had, if that. So I'm just like, oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all
Yeah,
stock
the
up.
prices are going to go up. Prices are going to
Mhm.
go up. Fuel's going to go up. I'm
Yeah.
scarce. I mean, was there a pipeline that just broke you're telling me about?
Yeah.
Uh,
It
Natural
exploded.
gas?
A natural gas pipeline in Texas exploded today. I got that from Dave Bondi on Facebook. They don't know the cause of it. They did get the fire out, so I'm sure they shut the natural gas off. But as of right now, we do not know how that's going to impact our natural gas costs. So, folks, that's going to raise your heating bills come fall, and believe it or not, the seasons for thus, so those of us that are older, the seasons seem to be passing a lot quicker than they used to. Next thing we know, we'll be kicking that heat on. And it's going to cost a lot more to do it.
Yeah,
And it's just really unfortunate. I do want
it
to
is.
go over, we're going to go across the pond over to England and talk about Boris Johnson.
Ah,
And
let me
it's
pour
being
myself some tea.
Say it again. What?
Let me pour myself some tea.
Oh, you want a cuppa? You want a cup of tea? Oh, you cannot do the things like that. I'm like go off on my own little tangent. I'm like, oh, a cup of tea. Yeah,
It's all
let's
right.
talk about the Boston Tea Party, shall we?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Did you know? Oh, what?
Oh, Boston Tea Party noises.
Random factoid: the first casualty of the Revolutionary War was a black man. I
That's
don't know if you
fucked up.
heard that. Huh?
That's just fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah. First casualty of the Revolutionary War was a black man. Really weird.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back on pipelines in England and all that.
We were going across the pond to the
Oh,
Brits,
yes.
the
Oh,
red
yes.
coat, the red coat,
Ah,
colonizers. Those are the true colonizers, people.
colonizers or civilization builders. It's really up to your interpretation.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, yeah. They had their, you have to be like if we go back in history, the Americas had some major advanced civilizations. Where they went, I don't know, but they did have them. I know a couple of them were defeated in the South America by the Spaniards, but in America, I don't know where they went. But we have pyramids and mounds. And did you hear in Georgia the it's America's Stonehenge? Somebody
The
blew
guide
that.
stones? Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard about
the
that.
Atlanta guy. So somebody blew that up. Who would do that? Who would that's
Only
thousands
disagree,
of years
but that's the
old?
level
Why?
of disagreement. But that's the level of disagreement everyone has now is that they're willing to resort to violence to make people see their way. It's just
To
bad.
blow up an
Yeah.
ancient site that I mean, come on, don't
Well, it's not
destroy.
ancient. It's old, but it's not ancient.
It's America's Stonehenge. It has significant meaning. Let's
It
look at
does. Yeah.
pull it
But it's
up.
not like they blew up, you know, Mount Rushmore or anything.
Y'all tell all your friends this from me, Kelly. Listen, quit blowing shit up, man. Don't blow up the antiquities. I like
Anyway,
the antiquities. The
what about
antiquities are
this
so
Boris
significant.
Johnson?
Boris Johnson needed to go. His own party is driving him out, and a lot of it has to do with his actions when and just kind of like it's repercussions from actions that they took during the COVID-19 pandemic, where they locked you up and said, you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you can't go to the store, you can't go here, you can't go there, while they were going to parties and getting their hairs did, Nancy Pelosi, doing all these things. They were doing everything. And they were telling us to stay
Oh yeah.
home. You stay home and destroy your business and can't pay your bills. And, we won't evict you now, but we'll have to evict you 12 months later, because a lot of people didn't get that. I know in Michigan, it says Sarah, CERA,
Something like that.
assistance funds. Yeah, a lot of people didn't get it. They made it like complicated to get. I know some people did, but a lot of people who applied for it didn't get it, or they didn't qualify for it, or whatever. So a lot of people didn't get it. And then some people who got it shouldn't have got it.
But we'll go
So
bail out
yeah.
GM, Boeing, all those companies, like big major billion-dollar companies. We'll give them all the government funds. But you need it. Take a hike.
Why are we bailing out companies with record profits? That's the shit I can't understand. If they're making profit, they don't need a bailout. You need to be operating in a deficit to qualify for a bailout. They need to be changing. I'm telling you, we have to get people in who can think and aren't corrupt. We need
Yep.
people in office representing us that can think. They need to be not corrupt. And they need to look at all these Fortune 500 companies and say, no bailout for you if you're still operating in the black and you can meet your payroll, because there's small businesses failing that can't meet their payroll. I know my oldest son is working for one right now where they're struggling to meet the payroll. And, they do generator installations and repairs, and a bunch of that business is a multifaceted. So they got other things besides, and even on the generator repair side and installations, they're having a slowdown and can't meet that payroll.
Yep.
So my son had to take a day off a week. So he's taking a pay cut to keep his job.
Yeah.
Whenever the economy can improve again and things start kicking, he'll be able to kick his hours back in. But I mean, for right now, he's taking a pay cut, a literal pay cut, because of this. They're destroying small businesses and then bailing out Fortune 500 that are operating in the black. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to anybody. It's only fair to the corrupt, because they're going to
Yep.
get their campaign funds, and
And it generates more wealth for them.
it generates more wealth for them. And what does it do for us? Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, over it. Just enough
I
is
have a
enough.
question. Just out of
Please.
the blankness of your mind here.
And
When,
just never blink.
how,
Right now, I see in Magic Mike with the box and the don't, in
oh
case you
my.
didn't know.
Okay.
It's funny.
How many campaign promises do you think Biden hasn't fulfilled?
Well, he's pretty much done the opposite of every campaign promise that he made.
I know, it's fucked up. They're like, yeah, vote Biden. He's going to make everything good again. Build back better. It's like running into a brick wall at Mach 1.
Like day before he got elected, I'm not going to stop that pipeline. We're going to have plenty of fuel. I'm not going to raise taxes. Everything's going to be great. And then the next thing you know, like the day he's inaugurated, boom, he signs it, shuts down Keystone. Are you freaking serious? Yeah,
Vote
anybody
home.
legit voted for this fool to have I hate to say this. It is so discriminatory. I'm going to say it, but I really don't mean it. But
Oh.
take your voter ID and rip it in half and just tell you you're a dummy. I think
Oh.
there should be a punishment for people who legit voted for this fool simply because they didn't like Donald Trump's tweets. Because
Unfortunately, there isn't. And be
kept
thankful.
every campaign. Donald Trump kept every campaign, every single one except one. He couldn't drain the swamp. You all need to question how he could keep every campaign promise that he made except for that one. He couldn't do that one because it was a lot deeper than he thought it was. You guys hear words like deep state and soft coups and things like that, and you think, nah, that's like all, conspiracy theory and shit like that. No, that's not. It is not. Our whole federal system is nothing but a corrupt snake's den. It's a den of vipers, and they don't want newbies in there because they have their people. They want their people in there. You have to look at all these prominent members, these ones that have been in there, like Dianne Feinstein has been there since she's in her 20s, and she's like 9,075 years old now. And she's like literally been there since 1778, sorry. And that bitch is older than dirt. And she's running again, you know. I'm like, come on. Come on. They want their established people in there. So you'll notice like a lot of like AOC was not connected. Ilhan Omar not uh, and Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib not connected. But you'll notice that they're not being treated very well either. Because they don't have the same values as those political elites.
Exactly.
The new
Americans
ones
need to
coming
stop
in,
fighting
like
each other.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, not treated very well. Um, by both sides, not just the Democrats, but by the Republicans as well, especially the Republicans in name only, otherwise known as rhinos. And you know, it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. And that's what they're doing. It's crazy. Get out there and vote for those people who've never been. We don't need people with experience. They can learn. What we need is people with morals and values. We
Fresh
need people.
mindsets, open mindedness.
Yeah, we need fresh blood, y'all. We need like literally a transfusion. We need to get these established out and show them who we are. We are America, not them. They are supposed to be representing you and me. We
You
are
know,
America. We the people.
they can go and we kick them out of Congress and just let them go be like bingo bosses and stuff and bingo halls.
Oh my
Like,
God, could you see Nancy Pelosi elbowing children off the bingo stand and calling
yeah,
out like B5?
yeah,
Donald Trump's the devil.
yeah. We just put them in a nice little retirement community and just
I,
yeah,
I
continue on
just
with their
want to point
lives.
out we are not sponsored by Donald Trump. However, hey Don, I love you. Melania is the bomb. Feel free to sponsor me at any time. And moving on, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys, and I'll have more changes coming. Hit that reminder bell, subscribe, share me with your friends, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm going to be making some more changes. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity yet to change our thumbnails and to change my backgrounds and my videos to reflect the new podcast name, which is just Everyday Talks. I'm going to keep going every day. Ewok is, his name's Jordan, is producing the show for me and providing commentary as well. And he will be doing a program once or twice a week called Ewok's Oddities, where he comes in on his own. We'll have that set up and we'll give you some more information as we get that ready to go. I am going to start pre recording some shows so they won't always be live, and then uploading those. And I'll be doing that because I'll be doing a couple shows in a day if I can. And then I'll go live at least once a week, everybody. So we do have some changes coming. I do plan on having Aiko on um, here and there to be a special guest. We do enjoy having those conversations. Um, and what else were we going to talk about? Do you remember?
We hit Borris Johnson, got the oil, the rate increase. I think right now we're at 25 minutes. So really, whatever you want to talk about, if you want to continue, or we can end it here.
I'm just going to go on if y'all don't mind, I'd like to just go on kind of random. Um, just talk about little things that I think about during the day. I know, but you can't wait. I'm just thinking like the different I always keep saying because of the impending food shortages. Why would I say that? Well, you know, 95 different food places like manufacturers or farms or distribution centers and processing plants have been mysteriously blown up. In fact, we had 2 planes crash into 2 of them, like, within a week's period. And, so there's definitely an attack on our food. There's an attack on our oil resources. So we're looking, you guys need to be prepared for food shortages. I keep saying it, and I'm going to say it. You can roll your eyes and say, "Oh, whatever, that can't happen," but it can happen, and it's most likely going to happen. And you should be prepared. I mean, at least stock up on flour and your canned goods and things like that. You got to think a lot of our wheat comes from Russia and Ukraine. So it looks like we're probably not going to be getting that. We export a lot of our stuff. So with that being said, we're going to end up with shortages. I know India right now, because of the impending food shortages, has shut down any exports. They're keeping their food. Um, and then we talked a little bit about impending gas shortages. Well, the Saudis can't pump any more than what they're at maximum pump capacity. They cannot pump more. I don't know what it's actually called, but I really liked that eh, maximum pump capacity. That sounds like all fancy. We're keeping that term. But so they're at their maximum. They cannot pump any more oil. And Russia, Vladimir Putin, he don't like us right now. You think he's
No,
gonna get some oil? I don't think so. He's cutting Europe off. He don't care. Vladimir Putin ain't playing. He's mad. He's like mad, mad. He's like, I'm gonna cut your oil. He's like Dr. Evil over there, like, whoa, 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 whoa. Give me Ukraine and you can have your oil and be done with it. Whether it happens or not, it remains to be seen. But the fact is guys, we've got oil shortages coming as well. With those oil shortages, it means that food's not getting to your store, which causes food shortages too. So we're going to have food shortages from all different angles, including fuel shortages. And I don't know what people are going to do. I'm seeing now where people are having their gas tanks drilled, and people are just like literally putting pans under there and just stealing tanks of gas. And then you got a
yep.
hole in there, so you can't even put new gas in. You got to get it towed, have it fixed, and then you can put some gas in. That's a hell of a price of money. I'm like, OMG. Have any of you seen? And I do want to talk about. First off, there's been over 1 million new Republican voter registrations. Yay! Now if we can get people to realize whether Republican or Democrat, they don't work for you or they don't feel that they do, we have to get in that new blood. Give them a
Yeah.
shot and give them a chance. They're going to learn how to do the job. When you took your first day on your first job, did you know what you're doing? Because I know I didn't, but I sure learned. Not only did I learn, but I advanced and progressed and became amazing. And most people do.
Hey, hold on, hold on. Nacho Supreme said, "I have all the canned chicken." LOL.
Yuck. I'm not looking forward to those food shortages because some of you know me and know that I'm picky as all get out. And some of you who don't know me, I don't like any kind of food in a can. I don't like it, but I'm telling you, when I'm hungry, I'll be eating a can. So
Just
there's
stock
that.
up on some spam.
Ew, I'm not stocking up on spam. I probably will, but I don't like it. Ew. I remember when you kids were young, I went and bought spam, and you guys wanted spam so bad. You're like, get some spam, get some spam. So I bought the spam and I cooked you up the spam, and neither one of you would eat that spam.
All
And I remember like a couple of years
right.
later, you're like, get some spam. I'm like, no, I'm not getting any more spam. That was a waste of money. But regardless, I should have just bought the spam and held on to it. Probably still be good today. But like seriously, don't like anything in a can. So yeah, I'm trying to stock my freezer full of vegetables too. I had some beautiful fresh cut green beans and corn and all kinds of stuff in my freezer that I had gotten and
Hmm.
put in those sealer bags last year. I'm kind of really sad that my supply of
I'm
vegetables
sorry to
is
hear
gone.
that.
I
Just think about what
know.
it's going to be when all the power's gone and there's starving people everywhere, and it's going
Yeah.
to be really bad soon. But we are at 30 minutes here, and I think we should end it here.
Okay. I thank you for joining me today on Everyday Talks, and I'll see you soon.
Doodles.